Hello. Hello. Shit. Hello. You are not a failed actor. You are not a failed actor. Hello and welcome to Cherwell Stage. Today we're launching a new programme called A View from the Cheap Seat. Now if you read our section, you'll know that we like to run a section at the bottom of our paper called A View from the Cheap Seat. It's the place where, bluntly, we take the piss out of thesps. And while we may have been right in most of what we say, we feel we've been a bit harsh. So today we're going to give something back. We've decided to invite thefts to the cheap seat. A shitty chair in my back garden. The idea is very simple. We're going to invite representatives from each of the week's productions to come here on the cheap seat and sell their show. They have 30 seconds, and in those 30 seconds they have to answer two questions. First, what the hell is their show about? Second, why the fuck should we care? Why did I not get a comment? We think it's going to be useful. It's going to be useful for actors because they can sell their show, whatever their marketing budget, and it's going to be useful to the audience because it will give you an idea of, actually, the stuff which is worth looking at this week. So without further ado, first we have Emily de Liston, director of The Ruffian on the Stair, a production happening this week at the BT. Emily didn't want to sit on our shitty chair and chose instead the trampoline. The results speak for themselves.
Sex, violence. Oh no, my stomach's shitting.
No, I'm not framed
literally
in.
just my top.
Literally just your head, yeah.
Joe Orton's play The Ruffian on the Stair is centred around Mike and Joyce, who are a couple living in the 1960s London Medicines. So Mike is an ex-boxer, Joyce is an ex-prostitute, and so she's a sort of constant source of his jealousy. And then when Wilson comes along, he just fucks everything up. The reason I love Joe Orton is because he dares to say what he thinks, and that's not something that really people do anymore with this sort of rising movement of political correctness. So one of the things he talks about is incest, and we're playing with the way that sort of homosexuality was viewed in the 1960s, and incest has been viewed throughout the ages as this sort of illness, something that's treatable. And so we're looking at the parallels between these things, and we're sort of really exploring the sexuality of the play.
Joe Orton, BT.
Yep, 7:30, second week at the BT. Next we have Flo Reed. Flo's written a new play called Blow, which is happening at the BT this week at 9:30, in fact, after Ruffian on the Stair. We filmed this in the Cherwell dungeon. For reasons of legality, we can't tell you from where we got the blow-up doll from or why it's doing it in the Cherwell dungeon.
Hi, my name's Flo Reed. I wrote a play called Blow. It's about a man called Mac who lives with his wife Penny, who is a sex doll, and it's on Tuesday to fucking Saturday. There we go. Do come and see it if you like a dark comedy about sex, death, fantasy, and yeah. Cool.
Say something about the sex doll.
Oh.
We have a new editorial team in. To lighten up the show, now we have Leilani Rogers representing Titus Andronicus. A light-hearted piece happening next week at the Corpus Auditorium.
Titus Andronicus is about a play, where Titus, a general, comes back from fighting a war abroad with captives in tow, who are Tamara, Queen of the Goths, her 3 sons, and her lover Aaron, although I'm not sure at this point whether he's meant to be her secret lover. I don't really think anybody else in the play knows about that, apart from maybe her sons. So he goes walking in the forest with Aaron, and they get off, and it gets confusing. Tamara gets her sons to kill Lavinia's betrothed person, and rape and mutilate Lavinia. After which Lavinia eventually comes on stage, sans hands and tongue, and scrawls in the ground to her father Titus that she has been raped and mutilated, which you would have thought was kind of obvious, considering she'd been... Yeah, and Titus invites her around for dinner, at which point she goes, even though she's just killed his sons, and Titus manages to serve her own sons in a pie. All hell pretty much ensues, and basically everybody ends up dead.
It's another week on the stage at Oxford. We hope you enjoyed the first edition of The Cheap Seat, and join us again next week where we have another gaggle of ravenous, desperate, money-grabbing producers after your cash. Will this week be sublime, life-changing, fantastic? Or will it be a piece of shit? You decide. Thank you, and join us again.